Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what to say right now. Welcome to Oilersnation After Dark, the first episode of the new season. We're here live at GRETA. We're still here. It was, Liam, it was a really fun watch party, pretty much until the puck was dropped. And pretty much around that moment, everything started to go downhill.
Yeah, I think we thought we were going to have a different kind of vibe on After Dark today.
It was supposed to be happy. It was supposed to be positive. Yeah, that was, I don't really actually have any words how you would describe that game. So hot takes, let me know in the chat, one word or less, or one word, or no words, I guess. Just ... Which would sum it up nicely. That would be pretty accurate. But let me know your thoughts on the game. Shout out to GRETA. We've still been here. Let me know if you can't hear Liam. I think we're having a little mic check problem with that. But that's okay. I'll power through. So currently the game is still going on. If you haven't noticed, we decided, Liam and I, that, well, how much worse could this possibly get? Now, we said that at 7-1 and actually turned in 8-1. So, and it could still get worse. It could still get worse with a minute and 10 seconds roughly remaining. But we're going to go through the scoring summary here presented by GRETA. Shout out to GRETA once again. This was a great event, I got to say. Everything's still buzzing in here. The basketball game is going off next to my ear right now. It's going off. We got lots of positive vibes. The Oilers, I can confirm, or GRETA, sorry, when the Oilers scored their first goal, GRETA did, in fact, give out an entire tray of shots. They gave it out to everybody. So it has been a pretty good time here, but I can't sugarcoat this one, people. This was so incredibly disappointing. This was probably one of the worst ways you could have drew this up going. I don't even think in your wildest nightmares you could have envisioned an 8-1 loss on opening night. I'm pretty sure we talked earlier that the Oilers had lost 11 straight road games for season openers. Well, that's a 12th one right there.
Oh,
so we ain't got much. Woz, we're doing a show right now. I don't know if you noticed.
I think I'm back now.
Is he back? Can you hear him?
Can you guys hear me? Am I on the microphone?
Hey!
All my takes. I had so many great things to say in my opening monologue.
Give me your opening monologue about passion. You gave me one earlier.
There is no passion. There is no vision. And there's one other thing I can't remember what to add on.
And there was one goal.
But overall, just a very, very poor performance from the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I think look, don't get me wrong. It's game one of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to overreact with what has happened today. The Oilers are going to get significantly better from this point because, I mean, it can't get any worse.
Can it get worse? Knock on wood, as you say that.
So let's not overreact to what has happened. But this team needs to be better, especially in the defensive zone. There's a couple of times tonight where errors,
sloppy passes.
Errors led to bad goals allowed.
Yeah.
And also, the frustrating part too is seeing how frustrated the players have kind of been in this as well. Like, we've seen Draisaitl take a couple of silly penalties. McDavid took one too, and
that Draisaitl one that he slashed, I don't remember who it was, in the back of the leg there when he was on the ground.
Yeah.
That's just straight frustration.
100%.
I mean, at this point, I guess I don't really complain. If anything, that just extended the game longer.
Yeah.
And that made it worse for us in that regard. But there's not many bright spots tonight. I'm really at a loss for words here, and I'm looking at all these sad faces walking around me right now. I can't repeat some of the words. Thanks for coming, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys. We appreciate you. And it was a good time here.
It was a great time at GRETA.
But it was quickly lost. So we're going to go through the scoring summary. It started out early. It started rough. To the guy that we talked at Pre-Gaming with Bordsy, we talked about Connor Garland. The guy's on the top line with two of the best players, requests a trade, boom, 8 minutes into the game, he buries one back of the net. What were you complaining about, buddy?
I was going to say, I thought he quit on the team yesterday. I wasn't expecting him to play.
I wasn't very sure, but I mean, what else does that guy have to stand on? But he had a good performance.
Do you know that goal? I think that was a perfect summary of the difference between Edmonton and Vancouver tonight. Connor Garland goes hard to the net to get that goal. After the momentum was all on Edmonton's side. And then they get a nice easy goal. We didn't see the Edmonton Oilers do that enough tonight.
No, I didn't see anything from the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Honestly, out of a select few guys, I noticed Dylan Holloway was buzzing around, laying the body, and he got a little banged up at the end of the game too. So I got to check on Twitter about that one. That worries me. But continuing with the scoring summary, who had Brock Besser natural hat trick on their bingo card? He had 4 goals, 3 in a row. And Liam, I thought you had him on your fantasy team, so there was a bright spot, but no.
No, I do. It's just not.
Oh, it's just not in our league. Okay, so there's a bright spot for you.
JT Miller too, so not too bad there in that department.
Yeah, there you go. So it was Brock Besser in the first period with 11:27. Then it was Brock Besser in the third period, 4 minutes in. Then it was Brock Besser again, 7.5 minutes into the game. Thank God Leon Draisaitl, he buried one. That was classic Leon.
Yeah, that really felt like that was supposed to be a turning point. And then the others just didn't take any momentum from it. I think they went to the penalty kill immediately after.
Yeah.
So they just killed themselves all night.
It was a weird vibe here in GRETA because we were down 3-4-0. The vibes were almost deleted here, but we had a couple guys here trying to bring the crowd back. But when Draisaitl buried that one, GRETA does their awesome stuff. They brought out trays of shots for everybody, and it did immediately get the mood picked back up for approximately 2 to 3 minutes because Elias Pettersson buried quickly after that, and the comeback was quickly off.
What do you think of the Canucks? Do you think they're kind of real? Do you think they're a bit, I know it's the first game, and
they surprised me.
I don't think this game is an example of exactly what both teams are. But after seeing that, do you think the Canucks can push for a playoff spot?
Yes, it does. I had the Canucks. Now, once again, it's the Canucks Army bias. I had the Canucks in one of the wild card spots for my preseason playoff picture. But watching today just kind of hammered home more of what I already thought is that this Rick Tocchet coach squad, they kind of do everything right. They were doing the little things right. They were going to the net. They weren't taking dumb penalties like the Oilers. Look, how many power plays did we give them?
I think the Oilers had 4 power plays tonight.
We were 1 of 4. They were 3 for 6.
Yeah.
You're not going to win many games when, you're giving up 6 power plays, but you can't stop a nosebleed.
The absence of Ekholm felt very apparent.
Yeah.
If this felt like a team that was missing such a crucial player, which they were, and also what they were like before they got Ekholm. And it is, what's that saying, Aaron? You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Sing that to me.
That's how I felt tonight.
Yeah, I honestly, it was a rough one, folks. Let me know in the chat any of your takes, who you thought played bad, who you thought played well. I've already seen a couple Evan Bouchard thumbs downs here in the chat from Kyle the Embalmer. And I got to be honest, I got to eat some crow here myself. In the pregame show, I was talking up Brett Kulak.
Although Brett Kulak was flying down the wing early,
he had that one down the wing. And hey, that's what I said on the pregame show. And I pulled Jay aside when right after Kulak was speeding down the wing there, and I said, Jay, you tell me you didn't just think that was Connor McDavid for a moment, and he did. But that was short-lived from Brett Kulak. That was not his best performance. Thoughts on Brett Kulak? Not good?
Not good. It's hard to really just pin this loss on one player. I think everyone was just collectively poor. Do you know, there was just a couple of times in the game, too, where guys would go to the net and the stick wasn't on the ice. And it's just the little things like that that show where the team's mentality is at in that moment. And I just don't think they were prepared for the game, and it's a home opener. Vancouver have the Quinn Hughes captain ceremony to kick it off, and there's a bit of emotion around that, I guess you could say. But the Oilers need to come out, and you need to get the first goal of the game.
Or they need to give some energy. They need to give me something. As I see here, Corey in the chat said, Ekholm wouldn't have stopped this whooping. The team, in all capitals, did not show up.
I agree. But I also think Ekholm, it would have made a bit of a difference.
Yeah. I mean, it couldn't have been that bad. The one bright spot, Gavin, do you have the photo of Vincent Desharnais after the fights? That was a nice little pick-me-up to start the game. That was pretty good. Look at that manimal right there. That's a guy you don't want to get on the bad side of.
And he's got hair now.
Yeah, he does, hey? Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's big. We also saw the Zach Hyman commercial.
Yeah.
That was a bit awkward, I will say. But good for Zach for getting into the acting career. We've all got to get out of our comfort zones once in a while.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're here joking about, like, stupid things happening in the game because it was just so little positive.
Twitter was a firestorm for me. Don't follow Canucks Army on Twitter because they've been coming at me all night long. Even some fans. I'm an Atlanta Braves fan, and they got their asses whooped tonight. And I'm just getting it from all angles right now.
Tough one.
Well, it was a good time. So how about let's get into it. We're bringing it back for the After Dark show this year. The good, the bad, and the oily. Presented by Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that is making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross travel insurance protects your memories and more, Liam. Wherever travel takes you, visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. All right, Gavin, the good, as you see it here on your screen, we have 81 more chances to grab a dub.
81
okay?
more, baby. 81 more.
We don't want to overreact. But that one I'm going to flush right down the toilet. I'm not going to think of that one ever again. I know it'll get brought up from time to time. It's going to get brought up on Canucks Conversation tomorrow, and I am not looking forward to that. But 81 more chances, Liam. What do you think the likelihood is that they bounce back?
High. I think when a team gets embarrassed like that, it really makes them look in the mirror a little bit. The Oilers know they're not that team. Yeah, everyone on that team, everyone in the league knows the Oilers aren't that team. So Saturday is going to come around. Fortunately, we play the Canucks again and an opportunity to turn things around quickly. I think the Oilers are going to be fine, obviously. Like 81 games left. They're a cup contender for a reason. If you thought they were going to go 82-0, then you're a bit crazy.
Yeah, I see everybody here in the chat is kind of agreeing with that, as I see here. Oh, Connor Halley. Shout out Connor Halley, former host of After Dark.
The GOAT himself.
What an absolute beauty. But he said Lavoie would have been the difference. Oh, God.
We're not bringing that up.
I did tweet out that the Oilers needed Ben Gleason tonight.
I've seen a couple Ben Gleason add him to the lineup here in the chat. But for the most part, Corey says it himself here. The good, it's only one game.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you know, the disappointing thing is you start off on such a negative note.
Yeah.
If this game is the middle of December, it's going to Tuesday night game. Wednesday night game in Vancouver. Lose 8-1 in December. It's like, God damn. But you start the season off this way, it just leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth.
I think this means we're going to see a highly motivated Edmonton Oilers squad on Saturday, and that means the big dogs. That means Connor and Leon, because they always step up more. And angry Connor is not a guy you want to mess with.
No, and we saw it tonight, but not in like a positive way. We saw the anger, but they were angrily just taking out on the Canucks with penalties. Like, they got to turn the anger into some positive, and Saturday night they will.
Yeah, Saturday night will be a different thing. Let me know in the chat if you saw anything good. I did say I thought Dylan Holloway had a couple moments that I was
Fogle
flying around. Fogle was buzzing. Honestly, the kid line there, I was pretty thrilled with what they were putting out there, at least in the beginning of the game, and then everything. The wheels just fell off.
Connor Brown had a couple of moments. I thought he was going to get one there in the first period.
Yeah,
who else? Really, no one. Like even Skinner came in and didn't do that well.
No, it really wasn't. This is the saddest Oilers Nation After Dark live at GRETA that we could ever do. Gavin, hit me with the bad. I think everybody knew what this was. What can I even say that we haven't already said right there? Everything was bad. You're flushing this one down. Goaltending was tough here. Let's get into that. Dude, what did you think of Jack Campbell's performance tonight? And then I guess Stuart Skinner's.
I mean, it wasn't good. And, I'm running the goals through my head. And the kind of thing is like, well, that one wasn't his fault. This one wasn't either. Neither was that one or that one. But at the end of the day, sometimes you need one save. And Jack Campbell definitely made some good saves in that game. Yeah, but the Brock Besser one, to me, I know that doesn't really narrow it down. I think it was the second or third one.
Sorry, which one?
Yeah, I think it was the one when he was anticipating the puck coming all the way across and it deflected.
There was
a bit of a weird one. I don't know. I'm finding it hard to really judge what Jack Campbell was. It wasn't good.
We got to watch the tape.
Yeah.
Before we give any
the fight
hard
maybe
takes.
was a good thing.
The fight was good.
The fight was good. But do you not feel like that was the point when Vancouver then got momentum? Like it almost was.
Yeah,
right?
kind of. Yeah, actually, no. The more that
now
you say
that you think about it, it was at that point the Oilers had really taken control of that game, and in the moment, I kind of thought to myself, that feels like a bit of a silly thing to do, because not in the sense of when it happened in the game, but like you're 10 minutes in, whatever they were. Desharnais is playing with Broberg. So then Broberg's essentially out of the game for 5 minutes because Desharnais is in the penalty box. And then you're down to 4 defensemen. And then you run it that way. You also have 11 forwards going. Like, you're just putting yourself shorthanded for no reason, really. And I know in the preseason, there was a little bit of mix-up with Dakota Joshua, I believe.
Yeah, Dakota Joshua.
Nurse got in it with him. You don't have to give in to that guy. Like,
that's his game.
Yeah,
that's his game to try and get you off yours.
I don't know how many games Dakota Joshua has played. I know he's relatively new to the league. He's trying to establish a role, and I know Desharnais in a similar spot. But Desharnais doesn't need to do that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. That's well said, Liam. That's well said. Well, with the good and the bad comes the oily. Actually, cheers. There we go.
Revenge.
It is a revenge game. Yes. A revenge game incoming on Saturday night. That's the oily. That's the spin that we have to give this. That I said earlier. It's a highly motivated and angry Oilers squad. They don't need any extra motivation, but being absolutely embarrassed like that, I think you're gonna get a fired up team in front of the home crowd.
Yep.
Stuart Skinner will be in the nets. I don't know. What do you think Saturday night? What do you believe in? You seen it up? Because I do. It literally can't get worse than that. That can't happen again, right?
They're going to be fired up. I mean, I think it's always difficult to beat a team in their home opener. No matter what team it is, right? You're always going to get up for your home opener. There's certain games on the calendar when things happen for a team. You don't want to be the team that faces them on that night. And I think just going into a home opener against Vancouver is a difficult thing to do. And you get the captain's ceremony, like we said at the start, and then the Oilers had a good start. They weren't able to score. They had a power play early. There wasn't a lot of fluidity in the power play. Wasn't going their way. But what I will say is Connor Brown was plus 325 on the anytime goal scoring list tonight.
Pardon?
Connor Brown was plus 325 tonight to score a goal.
Oh, speaking
Imagine
of that way, I didn't hit a single
Saturday?
one of my bets tonight.
Me neither. No.
But the bad was everything, and we're just going to flush it down the toilet, and we're going to try and move on to Saturday. Let's look at what everybody's talking in the chats. Maynard says Bush was eesh. Holloway sacrificing his body in a hopeless situation was kind of cool. Yeah, I said that, but once again, it's not really the move you want to go. It also looked like he got hurt at the end of the game. I got to check Twitter after this. What do we got in here? The first 5 minutes was good. Yeah, hit me.
Is that not the most disappointing season opener that you can remember?
Yes, that was.
A million miles.
Like, there's one thing about losing.
100%. But losing like that is
Losing
embarrassing.
like that?
That's embarrassing, man. If you are listening to the podcast, that's our boy Bag Milk. You recognize from the voice. He's come to join us here at this beautiful table here at GRETA. Bag Milk, can you give us some thoughts on that game? Can you turn this into a positive spin in any way?
Listen, here's the reality. It was game one. It sucks to lose game one. It doesn't matter whether it's 2-1 or 8-1.
Yep. All count
At the end of the day, that's a bad start to the season. The Oilers played like trash. Jack Campbell was not the guy who we want him to be. But at the same point, listen, he didn't get any help from the people in front of him either.
No.
So, come on.
And I feel like that was evident by watching Stuart Skinner get lit up right afterwards as well. It was the same story. I really don't think it was a goaltending, but that can't be good for Jack Campbell's confidence.
That's kind of what I was thinking throughout too. Is like if you wanted any kind of game for Jack Campbell tonight, this was probably the worst possible.
I think this was on the bottom of the list. I think this wasn't good. Everybody, Corey says, I didn't even know Brown was in the game. Invisible.
He had the chance right off the bat.
Bagmilk, what did you think about Connor Brown tonight?
I wasn't listening to you. I was just really upset, and I was zoned into my own head. And all I can think about was just like, listen, we packed the bar at GRETA tonight. We had a great night. Everybody was here celebrating. Everybody was here ready to party. And the Oilers just dropped a fresh turd in the middle of the ice. And all I can think about is how somebody has to scoop that off. And I feel like that's how Oilers fans feel in general. We're scraping the shit off center ice because the team dropped a fresh turd from the crease on out. And I don't want to blame Jack Campbell because the reality is the team in front of him was really poor for a long time, but that's a tough one, man.
It's my worry with Jack Campbell sometimes, right? As we know, he's such a mental guy, right? That he has to be in the right flow, everything good, maybe a good warm up, whatnot. And he started out good. I said in the first period on a penalty kill, he was making save after save after save. But then he let one in and another one in, and it just snowballed so fast.
But what do you take of it? What's the takeaway?
From the game or Campbell?
No, if you're looking at Jack Campbell between the pipes, what's the takeaway tonight?
That I feel like he lost his confidence after a couple went in, and then it was all downhill from there.
I think we'll know what Jack Campbell is in his next start.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to overreact to one game.
But there was a couple of times, and maybe this happened once or twice at least, where he went to make a glove save and it kind of went through the glove a little bit. That was nerve-wracking. And I believe in Jack Campbell this season. I think everyone does. Like, we had Carl Hine on Oilers Nation every day the other day, and he said, he's like, you get a guy like Jack Campbell, and he's been able to battle his whole career to where he is now. He's going to be able to fight through this adversity. It's just about getting it done earlier rather than later.
So tomorrow for Oilersnation.com, I'm writing 3 key things, and I'm writing about Jack Campbell. What do I say about his game? Because, like, I feel like for the most part, he got hung out to dry.
Yeah.
But got to make some saves.
Liam said that earlier.
So
he just needs some saves.
What's the balance there?
I think the balance is, I think he did make some saves.
In the first period,
But
he
I don't
absolutely
think
made some saves.
He made the save that saved the Oilers from breaking. I think that's the way they word it, right? Like, there's a few times he was really, really good, and he stopped. Like that one, I can't remember which one it was, but it was like the third attempt they got on it. It's like, well, Jack Campbell stops first and stops second, and nobody moves a damn feet to prevent the guy from knocking it in on the third attempt. No one should get 3 chances to shoot on goal within like a second. So for me, that's the positive for Campbell is nobody wanted to do anything to help him.
Yeah.
I just think that, like, the Oilers were so poor in all 3 zones on the ice that it was really hard for the goaltender, no matter who it was, to really stand on their head and get a good idea of what's happening in there because, man, they were sloppy.
Yeah.
Passes were poor. The breakouts were poor. The neutral zone play was poor. In the offensive zone, come on, man. Like, what are you going to do?
The crowd's booing in here.
I thought
Understandably so.
I thought they were booing at us.
Do you think it was weird how quickly they crumbled? The Oilers, like,
So quick, man.
it was crazy.
That was so nuts.
Like, they absolutely dominated them for the first, let's say, 8 minutes.
Sure.
Garland gets the odd break, goes into the net hard, gets the goal, and then from there.
But how did it go from, like, dominating the first
to
8
nothing.
minutes and you can't score, which it happens,
Yeah.
right? And then
It's
all of a sudden
whatever.
you pop 8 goals against in a row. Like, it's
I don't know.
That's such a frustrating start to the
During
season.
that first period, I wrote down when the Canucks took their power play that they had 6 consecutive shots in a row to end the period. We didn't have one. It was just from right there. You knew the vibes were.
I don't know about you guys, but I live bet the comeback. Didn't happen.
Yeah, I also live bet the
I
comeback.
also live bet the comeback, but I was at 2-0, and I did not come close.
Actually, that's an excellent segue into our Betway Bets the Day that we pre-picked on pre-gaming with
tell you?
Bordsy.
I was on Betway, and I was just like, you know what? I feel a little bit frisky because it's the season opener, and I'm excited about the Oilers, so I'm ready to go. You know what I did? I drop a car payment on the game.
You and me
And
both.
what happens? All of it leaves my bank account as if it wasn't a car payment. This was just so disappointing from a betting perspective, from a fan perspective, from an Oilers fan's perspective. Start to finish, no bueno.
But you know the good news? We're going to win it all back on Saturday night.
Yeah, that is true.
That's the move.
So we're going to beat the Canucks 8-1 on Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. So just to recap, for pre-game with Bordsy, I wanted to squad ride with all you guys. So we pre-picked a couple bets. One was Oilers money line, McDavid 2 points. And the second one was Draisaitl 2 points in Oilers money
I
line.
had Oilers money line over 5.5, so over 5.5, no problem.
There you go.
It hurts.
And the rest of it. And the third one was McDavid and Kane both to score. Well, you guessed it, people. That one didn't happen either. So it wasn't a good start to the squad ride. And
But what's the takeaway, though?
As the Oilers?
Of the
You're
Oilers?
betting on the Oilers.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway?
hit it hard again on Saturday.
You got to imagine they're pissed.
If I'm
That's what we
looking
said.
at Saturday, if we're looking ahead to Saturday,
Yeah, let's look ahead.
I think I'm going to go McDavid goal, obviously. Whatever
Yeah.
that may be. You know what? You're probably getting better odds than him to score 2 points or more, to be fair.
I like the 2 points for Connor McDavid.
I'm also looking at Nugent-Hopkins to step up a little bit.
I
here,
got
too.
murdered today.
Evander Kane was quiet too.
Like I'm a dead body on the road. It was not good.
Just run this
I
man
had
over
Oilers
already.
puck line. I had Leon 2 points. I had over 1.5 power play goals. Like you name it, I bet on it, and I'm just crushed.
And it didn't hit. I just want to point out a couple of comments in the YouTube chat right now, Bag Milk. Dukes 91 said bagged wine, question mark. Scotty 91 said BM been hitting up some rose. Darian said ha ha ha, bagged
Get out of
wine.
here. Get out of here, Dukes.
Guess what, people? We're here at GRETA and they serve beverages.
Awesome.
And I think we've had a couple.
Listen, I wasn't supposed to be on the show today.
Yeah, that's true.
Dukes.
Thank
I'm
you.
only on the show because Aaron's my ride home.
Yeah, actually, fun fact, we didn't really plan out the After Darks cast schedule very well. And me and Liam live very close to each
It was
other.
the second period, and Aaron's like, "Hey, man, you want to appear on After Dark?" I'm like, "You're fucking right." I
Dude,
mean,
there was 5 minutes into the third, and Liam was like, "Do you want to start now?"
I was ready after the 6th goal.
we
And
should have.
I said
was
it
shut
couldn't have
it
got
down.
worse, and it in fact did
got
get
way
much
worse.
worse.
my dad texted me after 3 and said, "This will be 7." I said, "You're wrong. It was 8."
Yeah, yeah, it is a late one here, Greta. It's actually 11:15 at night. I appreciate you, Bag Milk, for hanging around. Also, I don't think I gave him a shout out earlier today. Producer Gavin is going to be doing After Dark with me all season. The man behind the chair, he's actually just to my left, literally right here. But it's been a good time. Boys, I think we're going to wrap her up here, and I want to talk Saturday and score predictions. Bag Milk, you go first.
If you cannot rebound after the game they just had, what are you going to say? 4-2 win, Oilers. Back at Rogers Place.
Puck line?
Stu gets the start. We're going to do the puck line.
Yep.
That's where we go. Listen, this is a speed bump.
Yeah, it is.
The Oilers are on their way to the Stanley Cup. We got 81 more games to go. This sucks. It hurts right down to the balls.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's where I'm feeling
I
it.
feel like I got kicked.
It sucks.
Also, I didn't point it out, but shout out Liam's outfit today. Liam, give him a little show. We had a second Ken here. It wasn't just Tyler.
Yeah, the wig's lost.
You look less ridiculous than the Edmonton Oilers right now. So there you go.
There you
No one
go.
would have thought that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Winner.
spin zone. That's the takeaway right there. Liam, what's
Winner.
your score prediction?
My score prediction, I'm going to say 5-2 Oilers.
Yeah.
And we're getting puck line silly.
Yeah, I might have to get a little
Before we
puck line
shut it off,
silly.
Takeaways. Obviously, tonight was shit. Game
Takeaway.
2, what has to happen?
Game 2, here's my thing. I think they need to keep the lines together a little bit more. Woody went to a blender very, very quickly, and I don't
He
think there
did.
was enough symmetry to go through
Yes.
the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, there's too many times where Connor Brown's just playing with, like, Fogle and McLeod or whoever it was. Like,
Why?
he's not going to be there that often. Why
No.
are we doing this already? We need
Yeah,
to
that is a
trust
weird
in
thing
our
to do with
players.
game one.
And
Yeah.
especially when you have 11 forwards. You can just put David Draisaitl, sit Mark and Ryan for a shift. You don't need to, like, move Connor Brown around that much.
Aaron, what do you got? Game 2, we're rebounding.
I need a fast start. I need the boys to come out. And that's the thing with tonight's game is you saw McDavid lay that hit along the boards very in the game. And that was
You
flashes
thought it
of,
set the tone.
I think that was LA we played in the playoffs and McDavid just absolutely ran some
Jersey.
dude. It was, I hate Jersey, but it was something like that, right? So I was vaguely positive that this was going to be okay. They're motivated. They're showing it. And after that, it just didn't happen. So I'm saying quick start, fast starts, and no dumbass penalties, man. Like
Producer
I know,
Gavin, I need a very, very important go-to rebound effect. Are you ready?
Give him the mic.
He's got headphones on. He's ready to talk. I haven't given him his headphones yet. I
They
haven't
can
given him his
see him.
microphone
They
yet.
can see him on the camera.
What do the Oilers need to do to rebound in game 2?
Like AB said, we're gonna have a quick start. Defense comes back, offense comes back. 4-0 Oilers win.
Whoa!
Stuart Skinner, shutout, count it, lock it up, and book it.
Bucket, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it.
Are you
have
starting Skinner in game 2?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, like,
I mean, after
the
that-
math dictates. But like, what do you think about like Soup tonight? Was like he was not the guy that
No.
I'm blaming.
No.
No, but I feel like the plan would have been Campbell Skinner the
Yeah.
whole time. So
Yeah.
I think no matter what, they'll stick to it. And then next week they play, what is it? It's like Philly, Nashville, Winnipeg or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
So you
Their
gotta-
earlier games.
Philly game maybe
Let's
is a good
pick up
bounce
some
back.
wins.
Gotta keep rolling.
Yeah,
We'll
ladies
be
and
fine.
gentlemen. Well, the one overarching theme of this is that it's just one game and there's 81 more of them. And that means there's going to be 81 more post-game shows.
Yep.
Oilers Nation After Dark. I want to give a quick shout out to GRETA. They put on an unbelievable event here tonight.
Great
I know
show.
it.
Thank
I know
you
it
to
didn't
everyone
go the
that
way we wanted it to go,
Yeah.
but they did everything they could
Yeah.
to have some fun time with it. Waz, you got something for me?
One thing, I have a question for Bag Milk.
Okay.
You've experienced how many season openers so far?
I don't know, man. Like
A
it's
shit
been
ton?
a lot. Like there's been a lot of season openers.
Where does this rank compared to them?
This one hurts bad. I don't know that I've ever been to a season opener where the Oilers have lost what? What was the final score? 8-1?
8-1.
8-1.
I can't remember the last time we lost a game 8-1,
That
let alone
hurts.
the season
That
opener.
hurts real bad. So the answer to the question was, I don't know. I don't remember.
There you have it, folks.
The last
Yeah.
thing I'll say, we got 81 more games to go.
That's right.
Let's ride.
Let's ride, baby. Thank you, Oz. I needed that. I think everybody in the chat needed that. So you want to shout out Greta? You want to shout out Betway, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. I didn't hit any of my bets. Hopefully some of you guys did. I know the Canucks guys sure let me know that some of
Let
theirs
me,
hits.
if you lost bets today, I just want to let you know. I also lost a mortgage payment today.
And a car payment.
It
Right?
hurts. My car payment, my mortgage payment. I'm not going to be driving. I have nowhere to live. That's what this game was.
I got an Uber to the Boyle
Pain.
Center back and forth.
Yeah, the Uber's going to take me to a field, and they're going to kick me out, and they say, that's where you live now. And it hurts. It sucks. It's tough.
Well,
but you know what? We're Oilers fans, and we're resilient.
we are resilient. We always pull through, and I know the fans are going to be out and about on Saturday. Hey, if you want to come watch the game somewhere, come down to Greta. We won't be doing live from here, but I can guarantee you this place is going to be bumping. It's going to be buzzing. It's going to be a good time. So, for me, my buddy Liam, also known as Ken,
Ken
producer Gavin, and my buddy Bag Milk.
I'm Was,
Who
I suppose.
I think Bag Milk might need to hit the hay. I don't know about you guys.
Why, what happened?
But the chat's with me on that one. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks if you watched the pregame show. And we will talk again tomorrow at noon on Oilers Nation every day. And we'll be ready for another pregame on Saturday. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Have a good one.